well, we get to speak to BullDog. This is a very quick one, and BullDog has bounced back beautifully, and it's great to see you bounce back.
Thank you. Did I bounce away?
Well, after a while, for some time you walked away from the media space. You weren't granting interviews, you weren't speaking that much, but now I see you in full-fledged, talking everywhere and all that. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
This one, you are laughing plenty, What's happening?
Oh, I mean, I'll say Sika, Inshira, and Adum, and that's what God has given to us for us to be here. So I'm excited. If you get money and you have a blessing and you have grace, I mean, you can't get it wrong.
Quickly, let's just do this one straight. Are you still in court? Is the issue scrapped? Because I read that, some part of the issue or something like that. I thought you had been vindicated and so you were let go. But then I heard again that, you were still going to court. I heard you say on radio that you're still going to court.
Yeah, I mean, usually, when there's a case, what happens is that when the states, my case is me versus the state. So what the state is saying is that they're not interested in the case anymore. I should be discharged, and that's from the Attorney General's office. But then there are processes that you have to go through. It's not because they say they discharge it, then you're just walking off. So it's a court process where eventually you get up. But the good news is that I've been discharged, and I'm thankful.
We are happy for you too. Now, we saw pictures of you and Shatta Wale and then Bolore, and then we saw a write-up that said that Shatta is joining Xylophone. You know better. What's happening?
I'm fine. I can't speak to that issue. I can't give facts on that issue as it is, because if it's going to happen, obviously there will be a grand announcement, and if it is not, we all know. What I can say about that picture is that my boss Nana Pia Mensah, I had a vibe with him, and he invited me over, and that picture took place. But basically that picture that you saw happened because of Nana Pia Mensah of Xylophone Music. Yeah.
Not because you wanted it.
Yes, I'll say that. Not because I wanted it. He's the last time I spoke about him, I said he has a touch, and he's displayed it already. He has a way of making the impossible possible, and I'll say kudos to him. That's what I'll say, basically. But I'll attribute that picture that you saw, because I've said on different platforms, and you guys know what really went down. I don't need to sit here and say everything, and I'm principled like that. But then at a point, somebody, would give you a different view of how things are supposed to, it's just that it's not that I've not heard those views before, but it depends on the
Who is coming from?
yes, and the environment and the time. I don't have anything against Shatta. I've never held anything against him because this issue has been long gone, But then principles and, a lot of things will let you hold back, based on past experiences and everything. But Nana Pia Mensah made me see some other side of the issue.
When I said I was coming to do this interview with you, one of our editors is called Ebu. He says, and yet BullDog not TV, so can say, even if he's given $1 million, he will never work with Shatta Wale again. And I said to him that, okay, let me not tell you what I said to him. Tell me, are you at the verge of changing your mind? Or like you said, principles, are you holding back? Are you holding on to that word?
Like I said, time has a way of healing one. Time has a way of time is a real juju. People say juju is time. I keep telling people, I say that we all have 24 hours a day. You can't save 2 hours of your time, so you make it 26 the next day. But money is cheap. You can save 50 cedis and have 100. So I'm saying that the time I spoke, and let me say what I said. I said, even if I'm paid $1 million a minute, I won't work with him. But time has a way of letting you eat back your own words and showing you different angles. So I would say, hey, this is what time has brought to us. This is what God has brought to us, and He used Nana Pia Mensah to do that great work. So hey, we're here. We'll see what
Is
goes
that
on.
to say you've healed?
Oh, I have. You know, I'm human. You know, and as we speak, you know, and you bear with me that you would also go through times that, I mean, once in a while those things will bounce back and you might feel some way, but then we can't continue to live or dwell in a particular space. You know, as we move on, you do a lot of things. I wrong people as well. You know, I wrong God every day. I'm going to wrong God today. I'm sure He's going to forgive me. You know, so it's not that I'm not forgiven. You know, these memories will still come. I mean, somebody says, or there's a famous saying that if you lose the the battle, don't lose the lesson. I mean, so you will inform yourself and now know how you're gonna move or stride or take steps moving forward. You understand? Yeah, yeah.
And the final one, people think that if it should happen that he gets signed onto xylophone, there'll be some bias. Now, it's either because you have Stonebwoy already in there, so the bias will be either for Stonebwoy or for Shatta, because maybe you might have worked with him before. You don't think you will be biased towards either of them because they will definitely be under your watch.
Okay, so let me say I have Kumi Guitar, I have Obibini, I have Joyce Blessing. These are huge talents, you know. I have Becca as well, and Stonebwoy. These are huge talents that I work with. I mean, let's just say if we're adding on Shatta, I don't think there'll be a bias. You know, this is what you should know. We're set up right, and we run a major record label structure. Now, a major record label works with road managers of all these individual artists that I've mentioned, and everybody has a team. So where's the bias? A major record label's sole purpose is to finance and make sure the dream of an artist goes to the next level. And I mean, so far we've done it beautifully. If you check all our artists, I mean, I can sit here and confidently say that Kumi Guitar is one of the best high life artists as we speak. You know, I mean, singer and Afro pop star Becca. She's in her, you know, her space. Nobody's fighting her. Joyce Blessing, same, you know.
These are going to be two dancehall artists together and the one label.
Yes.
First, the competition is going to. We think the competition might even die off. You know, that rivalry that we would have, the enthusiasm that would go with them. But once you're under, you can't hurt your brother because you're under the same record level.
I don't think they've been hurting each other already. I mean, the last time we saw both of them, they were on the same stage, and I don't think there's rivalry. I've never seen it. The rivalry that I've noticed over the years is between Samini and Shatta. You know, it's not very I'll say tensed with Stonebwoy. They've always had, maybe they might, you know, job one, you know, but it's not that and like I said, it's evident that they were on the same stage and performed together. I mean, recently I've listened to Stonebwoy speaking, I mean, well of Shatta. Shatta does the same, you know. So for me, there's no, if there was something, it's been diffused, you know. So being under the same or underneath the same record label or umbrella would not really, I mean, you still have your following or whatever, or you still enjoy what it is that you're supposed to enjoy. So it doesn't take anything away from nobody.